Hi guys, it's Andrea. Today I have a haul it, how was it for you. So this is basically looking back at a haul and reviewing everything that I hauled so that we actually can get something useful out of hauls and not just show all the stuff we buy. This was my VIB sale haul from last VIB sale, which was in the fall. I think there's one coming up soon, within probably the next month-ish or so. So this is a pretty good time to do this, I think. Yeah, so this is all stuff that I bought from Sephora, and we're gonna go through it and give you some reviews. This here is the Sephora Pro Editorial 2 palette. Look at that, I love that holographic, it's so pretty. I have the Pro Editorial 1. I've had it since it came out like 2-ish years ago, and I love it. And it's one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. And so when the Sephora Pro Editorial 2 came out, I was super excited, really wanted it right off the bat, and I picked it up during the VIB sale. As you can see, it's a little bit more jewel toned than the original, which is very neon brights. And this one I haven't used as much as I want to. Like, truthfully, I have this sitting out to use, and something always happens where I feel like I have to use something else instead. So I haven't used this very much. I think I've probably only used it 4 or 5 times. I made an effort to wear it today. This is what is all over my eyes today. And I did like the way it performed. I tried something a little bit different, a cool toned halo eye, which I think I like the way it turned out. You let me know. As opposed to the original, which had so many bright colored mattes, I feel like this one has so many more finishes in it. There's so many like duochromes, like really interesting duochromes. Look at that one there. This one here is also duochrome. I do feel like the duochrome formula is not the easiest of the shadows in either one of these palettes. The duochromes are a little bit finicky. There's a couple on the bottom there too. They don't pick up very well on a brush, so it's something you definitely want to use your finger for. And I do feel like this one got a little bit of hard pan when I used it wet, so you have to be careful with that. The mattes in these palettes, this one and the original, are so good. They are so pigmented and like opaque. I love that they are so opaque. They just build up immediately, which can be tricky for some people, but I really like it. And all of the shadows in here do have fallout, especially the mattes. The mattes are very powdery, so I would either do my eyeshadow first or tap off your brush a whole lot. I realized while using this today that the names in here are all very much like around, I don't want to say the occult, but like they're coven, blood moon, chant, synergy, magic, mystic, fire, fairy, illusion, Pegasus. Like there's a lot of like that fantasy world naming in here, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know what that has to do with Editorial, but the original one was all named after women, I think, which it's just very random. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I thought it was something of note. Here's something really fun. These are the Sephora collection Museum of Ice Cream is what it was. Brush set. This was limited edition, and it has like sprinkles in the handles. I adore this. I got this when it was on a weekly wow plus the 20% off for the VIB sale, and it was a steal. I wanted it anyway, but it was so cheap, and I do use these, as you can tell, because a couple of them are dirty. This one for foundation I thought was really great. Like, I really like it. I actually used it for powder a few times as well. This one, I'm pretty sure I used both of these for blush at one time or another, and they were fine. And then both of these eyeshadow brushes, the small one, I don't know that I've used yet, to be honest with you. I don't feel like I have, but I know I've used the blender brush quite a few times. It's just, they're all synthetic brushes, so they don't give the best blend. I don't love synthetic eyeshadow brushes. I don't mind them for like certain things, but for blending, it's not my favorite. But sometimes when you have a really stiff eyeshadow brush like this, it actually works really well for blending out harsh edges as opposed to something a little bit more fluffy. So I definitely use this quite a bit. But yeah, I really especially like the face brushes from this collection, and I only really have experience with the Sephora Pro brushes, and this is the first time that I think I've ever picked up limited edition one, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I was pleasantly surprised. I also want to say for that palette, I did do this look on Instagram. If you want to see a 1-minute tutorial, it's over on my Instagram. Okay, let's talk about some skincare, because I did pick up some things. I got mascara all all over some of these things when I was getting ready today. Okay, so I picked up a bunch of skincare. I love getting skincare during the VIB sale because skincare is so expensive. So yeah, there's 3 different skincare things here. This one, it's almost empty. I'll talk about it in my empties as well. This is the Origins A Perfect World SPF 40. It's the Age Defense Moisturizer with white tea. I like this. I thought it was fine. It was okay under makeup, maybe a little too heavy for daytime use, which is what I would want to use it for because it has the SPF in it. It is a little bit more on the heavy side. I prefer something a lot more lightweight for during the day because sitting under your makeup, sorry about the hair here, sitting under your makeup, it's a better canvas for makeup, but especially with oily skin. But I have almost used this all up. I've been mostly using it on my neck, and the main reason is because I just don't like the scent of this. The scent is originally what actually drew me into buying this more than anything. Scent always gets me every time. It's like my Achilles heel when it comes to makeup and beauty stuff. Scent gets me. But the scent really got annoying over time, and I don't really know how to describe this other than it's kind of like that creamsicle smell in a way, but up around like the face and the nose and the eyes, it can be too much. Like I don't mind it so much in other things, or if the scent goes away really quickly, but it's just very heavy, and so I don't think that I would ever repurchase that again, even though I like that it has a really high SPF. This is from Pharmacy. This is the Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Night Serum. I actually picked this up on a lark. It wasn't something that I had planned on buying during the VIB sale, and I just saw it in Sephora. I saw like the little blurb they had on a little sign next to it, and it drew me in, and the name of it, like Honeymoon Glow, just sounds so amazing, right? I have used almost half of it, you could tell right there, and I just don't know that I've noticed a difference at all. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I have not noticed any measurable difference so far. Obviously, I will use the entire thing up, and whenever I have it empties, we'll see if there's any changes, but I don't use it all the time, and maybe that's why. Maybe I should be using it at least a couple times a week, but I seem to only get around to using it once a week or so. And that's just because, you know, when you have so many things in your skincare collection that have different chemicals in it, like retinol or like, you know, the AHAs or whatever, you have to learn how to use certain things together, and a lot of the time I won't use this because it doesn't mix well with something else I'm using. So I think maybe I should just try to use this up twice a week and see if that makes like me notice anything. But what I will tell you is I've used this with 1 pump, and I've also used it with 2 pumps, and 2 pumps is way too much, and it actually gives me a little bit of a burning sensation if I use 2 pumps, whereas 1 pump I'm perfectly fine, and I don't even have sensitive skin, so I just wanted to throw that in there as a little tidbit. And then this I've actually already repurchased because it went on sale at Sephora for like half price this week on the Weekly Wow. This is the Dr. Dirt Water Fuse Hydro Sleep Mask. I love this stuff. It is so good. It's basically like a super heavy duty moisturizer. So a sleep mask, essentially. You put it on at night as if it's a moisturizer, and in the morning you just wash your face as normal. This definitely gives me hydration, and I do notice like youthful effect when I use this, and I love it. It's so good. I purchased a couple brushes from Morphe. I had actually purchased blending brushes as well, but they canceled my order because they ran out. But these 2 brushes, well, this one I like. This one is the Morphe M510. This one is the one people like to use for highlighting a lot, and I do like it for highlighting. I don't know that it's my favorite. I think it's just a little too targeted for me sometimes, so I almost feel like I get just a stripe effect with it as opposed to a nice blended highlight, but I do use it quite a bit. This one, I think there are better brushes out there. This is the Morphe M432, and it's just one of those little like liner brushes, like the straight across liner brushes. But if I compare this to my favorite liner brush, which is the Sigma Flat Definer E15, it is not as thin, and I don't know that you're going to be able to see that, but really it's probably double the width in terms of the nice like fine liner that you get. This is double the width of the Sigma one, and the Sigma one is just perfect because it's so thin. So you can just get the nice, like as close as you possibly can, or even sometimes I use it on the top, like as close to the lash line as you can. Whereas this one is a little bit thicker and a little bit messier. Although I do use this all the time, you can tell like they both, I don't really wash these a lot because all they ever see is black eyeshadow. So yeah, they just always have black eyeshadow on them. But yeah, it's not my favorite, but it is cheaper than Sigma, so that's something. I have two lotions here. I don't think these are worth the price of admission, either one of them. They are both on the more expensive side. They are not more hydrating than anything that I would get like even at Bath & Body Works or at the drugstore, and so I wouldn't repurchase either one of these, but I will use them up. This is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Touch Hand Cream. This smells like the Boom Boom Cream, which is really nice. Everybody, not everybody, but so many people love the scent of it. This is in my project right now, which is why there's a line on it. Oh, my dishwasher just decided to go on. Isn't that nice? Kind of see like I'm fairly near the end of it, and I will finish this up in that project, but I won't repurchase it. And then this is the L'Occitane Amande hand cream. This is not very moisturizing at all. I originally bought this because I really liked the scent of it. A girl at work had purchased it, and every time she wore it, like I really liked the scent. And I do like it for like the first minute that I put it on, but then after that I'm like, this is too much. Like this scent is too much. So yeah, I definitely won't buy it again. It doesn't smell exactly like the almond oil. It's a little bit different because I love the scent of the almond oil, so I don't know, but I definitely won't buy that again. This is a true favorite. This is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Full Coverage Concealer Fluid. I have the shade Light. This is what I'm wearing today. I have really, really dark circles, and while this is nice and full coverage, that's not the thing that I love most about it. What I love about it is how hydrating it is. Like I am oily all over my face except for right under my eyes, and as we get older, you know, this is like the area that shows age before anything else, it seems like. And I feel like the more hydration I get there, the better, especially in my makeup, and this has been awesome for that. So I feel like this, out of every concealer in my collection, is the most hydrating, keeps me feeling less dry under my eyes throughout the day. So it's definitely a favorite. It doesn't crease at all, and I just love it. A couple more things. My Nars Smooth and Protect Primer. This has SPF 40 in it, and this is a repurchase. I went through an entire tube of this. It does fill in pores really nicely. It doesn't mattify per se. Like this isn't even the mattifying one they make. That one I tried, but I didn't love it. But this one, it keeps me matte enough with the right foundations, but that's not even what it's supposed to do. This really just fills in pores really nicely, and I love that it has the SPF in it. That's really the main reason that I purchased it, or keep repurchasing it too. Okay, this is from Sephora. This is the Sephora brand Colorful eyeshadow single, I guess, in Lucky Penny. I bought this because I swatched it in store in the tester, and I was blown away in store, and when I swatched it, when I hauled it, I was not blown away. Still not blown away. I don't know what it is. Like, it's pretty and everything, but I think the tester in the store had just been touched by so many hands that it was so soft and like so metallic when you swatched it because it had been touched so much, you know what I mean? And that can happen with testers and that kind of thing. But yeah, I have only used this once and I was not really blown away. I need to use it a couple more times though, just to be sure what I think about it, but yeah, it doesn't make me want to use it. Like, there's nothing super exciting about it. And the last two things, well, the last three things, but two are the same, are eyeshadow. This is from Marc Jacobs. These are the Sequins Glam Glitter eyeshadows. I got the shade Paparazzi and Glamethyst. I've used both of these a few times since then, definitely more than a handful. They are gorgeous. I haven't tried the Hourglass ones that people went crazy over. I think I've swatched them a couple times in store, but I never got around to buying any of them. These ones though are just so amazing. I did an eye look with this recently and it was just so beautiful. Look, that is barely anything on my finger that I picked up, and I still have tons left on my finger. Like, I don't know what it is about these pigments, but they just go such a long way. And look at the sparkle in that one. And then Glamethyst is purple. And I've used this a couple times as well, and it's like just as pretty as Paparazzi. And Yeah, they're both just really beautiful. I would totally buy more of these if I fell in love with a shade. I love how glittery they are. Like, they're so pretty, so I highly recommend these. Actually, the few times that I wore the Sephora Editorial palette and also this palette, I used the Marc Jacobs Glamethyst with them because high purple. So this is from Huda Beauty. This is the Amethyst Obsessions palette. This is the only one from the gemstones that I purchased. I originally had my eye on the green one, but when I swatched that one in store, I was not impressed at all. I have on its way to me the ColourPop, the newest one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the purple one. And supposedly that is supposed to be like very close to these shades. And I can't wait to get it because I would love to compare it. But I've only used this a handful of times. I like it. I'm not as in love with it as I expected to be. The mattes in here are fine. I don't find that Huda Beauty mattes in general blend like effortlessly. They take a little bit of work. I have the Smoky Obsessions palette as well, and I find that with that, like, they definitely are patchy sometimes and not very super easy to blend. You can get them there, but they take a little bit more work, and sometimes I just don't have it in me to do that. So I just don't reach for this as much as I would love to. And then the colors that really drew me in, like this middle shade, this doesn't show up the same like as it looks in the pan. You could tell that that looks more like pinky, and in the pan it looks way more purple. But it's so different once you actually get it on than what it looks like that it was kind of disappointing. Don't get me wrong, like I still like this. Purple is my thing. Like I love purple eyeshadows, but it's just, it's not my favorite purple palette. Like it's a little bit disappointing. Here's the rest of the matte, or sorry, here's the rest of the metallic shades just so you can see them. See, like even those, they're not as intense as I would maybe love. And then here's one swipe swatches of the three mattes. It's just slightly underwhelming. Like it's not terrible, they can be built up, but it's just slightly underwhelming. So as you can see, so many hits and misses from this haul. This is why we watch reviews, right? Like I hope that this has been really helpful for you if you're thinking about buying any of these. The next haul that How Was It I'm gonna do is gonna be the one for all of the stuff I bought in the States when I went to the States, and I'm super excited to do that one for you. I love talking about makeup, love reviewing it, so I hope that you're enjoying these. Definitely subscribe if you're new around here, and that's it for this video. So I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.